All right, Bobcat fans, we're at Center Court with Coach Rusty Walker. I'm Guy Walker, Cody Farrell, sponsored by Roof Masters and Bubba's 33 at Longview. Coach, how are you doing?
Oh, doing great.
Can I call a timeout?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the name of our show today with Mark being out? It used to be Biscuits and Gravy.
Biscuits and biscuits.
I like that.
The double biscuits. Coach, we're off to a 5-0 start. I mean, is that something you expected, or is it where you want to be? I mean, obviously that's where you want to be.
I mean, everybody says they have high expectations, but we also knew that we had a lot of new faces. So, in some ways we didn't know what to expect. We knew we had two really good returning leaders, and we knew we'd had a great spring, summer, and fall. So we felt like we would get off to a good start, but you never know. So we're ecstatic that we're 5-0, and we're going to just try to stay true to what we said. Last year we were really good at just trying to go on one-game win streaks. So, hopefully we'll get the next one, and we'll keep it moving.
Well, I'm going to talk about the NAC game because I'm in the Jacksonville game. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Jacksonville's a great team coming in. Mm-hmm. The two losses from last year was from put us out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a pretty win, but it was still a win. Tell us a little bit about that. How does that feel to beat the team that puts you out?
Well, Jacksonville's really athletic, and you guys know that. They're a good team. They dropped to 4A, so they have almost everybody back. But we were fortunate to play them early. I think they'd just gotten some guys out of football that were two-sport players and things like that, and we were at home. And you're right, the game wasn't really pretty, but it was a good team win. And it's always nice to beat who puts you out in the playoffs. That was actually the first game they had played since the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
They lost to Highland Park by 1 after they beat us, and that was literally their first game of the year. So you got to kind of keep that in perspective.
All right. We run it in the Jacksonville game, I know, and again, I'm going to harp on that one more time. We run into foul trouble. Mm-hmm. And you had to lean on your other leaders and some new kids off the bench. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I really like our roster, and you're right. Anthony fouled out against Jacksonville, and it caused our rotations to be different. It caused us to finish the game with some people that don't really have that kind of experience at the varsity level. In this case, it was Kyson Lewis, and really proud of him. He had to inbound the ball versus pressure and do some things versus pressure that he really wasn't accustomed to in that environment, and he came through it. So just proud of him on that. Other new faces we have, Grayson Magestros, another sophomore, along with Kyson. We have a couple of seniors that are first-year varsity players. They've been in our program a long time, but they've not been on the varsity. That's Stephen Davis, plays the two-guard spot for us. Jay Upchurch is a post. Brendan Williams is a post. And then we had Landon Bowden come back after not playing last year. And so we're real excited to have him. And those guys are older, but really hadn't been in this environment. We have some juniors as well, and that's Barnabas Ballarain, who's starting for us in the post right now. Jace Johnston, who's playing on the left wing for us, are both juniors along with Anthony. And then we moved a freshman up the other day, and that's Cameron McDonald. So really excited about his future, along with the rest of them. Just love our roster.
So we go from Nacogdoches, to Jacksonville. Then we played Nacogdoches. Talk a little bit about the Nacogdoches game.
Well, again, Nac and Jacksonville have at times been in our district,
right, and
then at times been kind of in the other East Texas district, and it's different now with Jacksonville dropping down, and so Nac's in there with Lufkin, Huntsville, and then one of the Kingwood schools and a couple of other North Houston area schools that make up that, and people can't believe that it goes that far towards the Woodlands, But that's what they're in, and NAC is extremely well coached. Have a real good motion scheme that I felt like we really guarded well, and just they got good personnel. They're going to have a good season. So it was a good win for us.
So, Coach Walker, you got 3 great wins over Jacksonville, Nacogdoches, and Bullard, all playoff teams from the previous years. And now we're going to Royce City this coming week, and then we've got tournament season, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
kind of talk to us about what you're looking to get out of tournaments and this
Well,
the difficulty of these opponents that you're
yeah,
playing.
we're really excited about our tournament season. It puts a stress on your body because you play a volume of games, but at the same time, by the time you come through tournament season, you've seen pretty much everything that's going to be thrown at you. Different defenses, different offenses, personnel you're not used to playing against. In our way of thinking, we're also going to see some teams that we wouldn't normally see. So like tomorrow, we're going to play a 6A program. We're going to play North Forney. They're very athletic. They haven't lost a game. We're excited to play them, and gives us a different look and lets us take on a different challenge than what we're necessarily going to see right here in our corridor. So excited about our tournaments.
Now, how many games in the tournaments do y'all play? 4
Well,
games,
in
is that correct?
this tournament, we'll play 5. We play once Thursday. No, we're going to play 4. We're going to play once Thursday, 2 Friday, and 1 Saturday. So some tournaments we play 4, some we play 5.
So on a situation like you definitely have to rely on your bench.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So that's something we've really been talking about in our team meetings. Is look, we have to be able to depend on people coming in off the bench. They got to come in with energy. We can't wait for somebody coming in off the bench to have to kind of get loose and kind of get used to the action. They got to come in. They got to be ready right then. So that's a real trait we're looking for in people that don't start, is can they come in the game and immediately make an impact with their effort, their energy, their enthusiasm, their team play. If they make a shot early, that's a bonus, but we want them to come in and immediately be engaged. How do you do that? Well, you're engaged on the bench. And so, that's what we preach, and that's what we need from those guys.
Well, that's awesome. Coach Walker, this has been inside the center court with Coach Rusty Walker. Cody Farrell, sponsored by Bubba's 33 at Longview and Roof Masters. I miss Mark, I can tell you that right now. Go Bobcats.